As we all know, the FRS is not very fast, and I'm not trying to make it fast. The point of this car is, it's my daily driver. I just want to wake it up a little bit, give it a kick in the butt, and that's pretty much it. The plan is to spend between $1,000 and $2,000. I already spent $400 on the exhaust. I spent about $900 on the tune and $20 on the headers. The headers are not meant for this car. You gotta cut the flange, but it looks like it will bolt up. I found them for $20 because I took the MR2 to a muffler shop because it needed a new catalytic converter. The guy had just bought a bunch of headers, piping, tubing, and mufflers. Among them, there it was on the floor. I asked him for what car they were. He didn't know. I asked him the price. He said $20. $20. You can't go wrong with that. So I immediately gave him the money, put him in my car, and now we're finally gonna make it work. I've had him for a couple of years now. It's about time. I hope this works. I will need to cut and weld. There's the exhaust. Nothing really special about it. What I did like is that it came with both. One with the cat and one without. So that's going to be an extra for me. I will be throwing a tune on it. That's going to be later. Car is in the air and you can see that it's been raining on and off. It's a pain. I don't usually like to use this, but I don't have a choice because I don't want to get wet. I'm gonna skip through the whole thing and just get to the important part, which is the headers. All I did is replace the muffler and it already looks better than the stock one. It actually fills out the hole much better. This is way better than stock, at least visually. Now it's time to turn it on and see what happens. I am still using the old gaskets that came with the exhaust, so I'm not exactly sure if it's gonna leak. If it does leak, I'll have to change it. I'll go tomorrow morning. If it doesn't leak, I'm putting the car on the ground and driving it as is. I'll get to it later. I didn't put this header on because I completely forgot about the overpipe. I did not buy one of those, and having everything new and that still stock seems a bit odd. So I left that on. Also, I am using the catted version of this pipe, so I could still go even louder if I want to. I don't see why I would, but it's definitely an option. I hate trucks, and yet here I am. I rented this thing. Oof. It's pretty nice in here, but I gotta concentrate for a little bit. I hate being this high up, but I am not afraid of heights. The reason I hate trucks is because of how high up you feel. For me, it's difficult to stay within the lines, because they sort of just disappear underneath you. That doesn't really happen with a car. I'm slowly getting used to it, but it's just not a good experience for me. Even though I do have to buy one soon, hopefully this year, but we'll see. Maybe something smaller and lower. I could not find the 3-inch gaskets anywhere, so I had to order them, and I did that on Thursday. Yesterday I drove the truck, and today they're supposed to arrive today. Meanwhile, I'm going to remove the intake manifold because I haven't done that. I've been lazy. Yesterday I did mess around because I wanted to see what I needed to do, and it's not that hard. Now we're just going to get started. So I can put the new one on, match the rest of the paint. U0100. Something that happened off camera as I was putting the intake in is the ECM actually slid and fell. It hit the side down there. It didn't seem hard, but apparently it damaged it. So the ECM needs to be replaced. Before I spend money and replace the ECM, I wanted to make sure that that was the problem. So the battery was low and I could already tell it was failing. The first startup of the day, the car would struggle and it would crank longer than it should have. The battery was dying, swapped that. Off camera, I took this apart twice. First one was to make sure that all the connections were connected as they were supposed to be. Make sure I didn't miss anything. And same problem, same code. The second time I took it apart, I took the intake out and connected everything else but the intake to see if it would crank, and it wouldn't. While this was off, I checked the plugs, I checked the wiring, made sure that everything was fine. I checked the fuses, the relays. Nothing changed, which means that, yeah, that small hit falling from about here to there was enough to break this. I spent a week making sure that that was the problem, and that is the only thing that happened. So yeah, that is the problem. I already ordered it. It sucks. I didn't want to pay for it, which is why it took a week diagnosing everything. But yeah, that sucks. This took one little fall and it broke. I am not trusting a used one, which is why I bought new. It's ordered, I'm just waiting for it to arrive. Yeah, unfortunate. The funny thing is, I did not want to disconnect it because I was afraid of dropping it, because I am clumsy at times, and I ended up breaking it anyways. I don't want to drag this video out any longer than it has to be, so we're ending it here because tomorrow is Saturday. It took me a week to get everything I wanted. It took me a week to put everything on, and I had some other stuff to do in my personal life. Yeah. A week diagnosing everything. 3 weeks. That sucks.